This is Richard, Find eBook Readers blog, and today I have the Kindle Fire HD 7-inch tablet. It's Amazon's newest tablet, and I also have, for comparison's sake, I have the original Kindle Fire and Google Nexus 7. You can see the Fire HD is just a little bit wider than either of them, about a half-inch actually. This is the Kindle Fire, Nexus 7, they're both about a half-inch narrower. The Fire HD is, I think it's just under 2 ounces heavier than the Nexus 7, but it's still quite comfortable to hold. It's you can see with the original Fire here, I think it's just slightly thinner, but it also has a more streamlined aspect. It doesn't have the kind of blocky case that the Kindle Fire did. Okay, let's look at what we have on the bezel here. Here we have an HDMI out port, a micro HDMI, and a USB port. Let's see. Over here we have an earphone jack, and there's a hard volume control and a power switch. And those might be kind of hard to see because they're perfectly flush with the bezel. In fact, they can be a little bit hard to find until you get used to their position. On the back we have rubberized coating. It makes it comfortable to hold. And these are the speakers. They're stereo Dolby speakers. Amazon's put them at either end of the tablet, which gives them a little bit more separation. And in fact, the speakers on this tablet sound better than other tablets. I mean, normally these things you don't expect really great sound unless you use earphones, but the speakers on this tablet are much better than on others. And there's a forward-facing camera here that's meant for video conferencing. There's no rear-facing camera. Okay, Amazon's changed the appearance of the user interface. I have the original Fire on the left here, and you can see the carousel on the original Fire. It flips off to the left, whereas on the new carousel, I think it has a bit less graphic flair, but it's easier maybe to select exactly what you want. Whatever's highlighted in the center is going to be your choice. And on the bottom, you now have recommendations based on what other customers have bought. So whether this happens to be a Netflix app, so down here it's recommending Pandora, Facebook, other apps. If you have a book there, it's going to recommend other books. If you have, I just had a website. If you have a website, it's going to recommend other trending websites. Now, the original Fire had your favorites down below, and since there still is no category features so that you can sort your ebooks into different categories, the favorites actually becomes more valuable than you might think, because it's actually everything you download. If you have multiple Kindle devices, everything, even if you send it to another Kindle, it's going to end up in your carousel. So this thing gets pretty full after a while. This is, my original Kindle, so it's got a lot of stuff on it. The HD I haven't had so long, so there's it's still getting crowded, but there's much less. Okay, I've also got Nook, which Amazon doesn't have any recommendations for that. And Kobo app. You can still go through the settings and enable apps to be installed from other sources, so you can download apps from, for example, GetJar or other app stores, which to my mind makes this a much more versatile tablet than say the Nook tablets, which basically you just have access to the Nook app store unless you root them. Okay, when you do it in landscape mode, you just get the carousel, of course. On the top, you have your notifications. Okay, actually, this is a book recommendation that's coming from the Kobo app, which I kind of don't like. Kobo pushes book recommendations to you, so. And that's a My Habit app, which I just downloaded. Okay, here you have your media player, and it's still got, actually, yeah, I don't think it's going to work anymore. It's actually showing a audiobook, an audible version of an audiobook that I borrowed from my local library. And I didn't borrow the audiobook, I borrowed the Kindle book, but I got access to the audiobook at the same time, which was kind of unexpected. But the loan is actually expired, so it's not going to play now. But anyway, at the top, here's your lock button to lock. So if you turn it, it's going to stay either in portrait or landscape mode. You have soft volume control here. You have brightness control, your Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi indicator and a battery indicator at the top there. Sync to instantly sync your content with your Amazon cloud. And these are the settings. Underneath, well, there's a search bar here, which you can search on the device, or of course the Kindle store or the web. And here you have your different library tabs. Okay, of course, first you have the shop. Amazon wants to make that first. Down here at the bottom, you have subcategories for books, music, videos, whatever you want. Obviously, Amazon's very good at making shopping easy. You have your games. Okay, every library has a cloud and device tab at the top. Okay, I haven't really put it many. I have one game on here so far, but I have other games in my Amazon account, so I guess there's just one screen showing there. Apps. The presentation is a little bit different than the original Kindle Fire. I think it actually looks nicer. The shelves are a little bit more stylized on the HD. I think it looks better, but also you can see the icons are larger, so it's easier to spot right away what you want. The only thing is, if it's something that you're going to have to dig for, you're going to have to scroll through more screens. But I think it looks much better, and without this kind of grayish black shelves, the colors of the icons just jump out at you. They look more vibrant and everything. So I think that's an improvement there. And again, you have device and cloud. Okay, books. And this is my cloud account. So all of your Kindle accounts, or sorry, all of your Kindle books that are in your cloud account are going to be here. You can sort them by author, by recent, or by title. And you can also make a list view, but I like the grid view myself. And music. Okay, I don't actually have any music on the device. This is all in my Cloud Player account. I have my music stored both on Amazon's Cloud Music Locker and on Google Play. I actually think at the moment that Amazon sounds a bit better, the player, and it's also in many ways more convenient to use. It's more convenient to, you can set it to automatic, like if you buy music at Amazon, you can set it to automatically download those tracks to your computer too, so that if you want to sideload them onto an MP3 player or something, you can do that very easily. With Google, you have to actually manually download things. In general, I like Amazon's player better, and this is how I listen to my music at home. Actually, I stream it over the Wi-Fi. One thing that I don't like, though, about Amazon is they limit the size of each track to 100 megabytes, which means if you have like continuous mix tracks, or you have, even if you just have, I have a jazz track from the Australian jazz group, what is it, the Next, and I think it's around 30 minutes long, and it's recorded at CD quality. That didn't go through. So it really doesn't matter what kind of music you listen to. If you have a pretty decent sized collection of music, some of your music probably is not going to make it through into the account if it's recorded at CD quality. If you bought it at Amazon, then it will go there. I mean, I buy my music from different places, but and Amazon also is licensed to match the music. So if you bought a track somewhere else and you go to upload it and they're licensed to match it, then you won't have to upload it. They'll just match it for you. But in reality, I'm finding that music I didn't buy at Amazon, I've got to upload probably about 90% of it. So one other thing I want to mention about the Fire HD is, and this was true of the original Fire, the sound quality is really, really good if you're listening on earphones. The new one, the HD, has Dolby, so it's actually a little bit better, and it also has very good volume. I mean, if you can really crank the volume up too. Much higher than like the Nexus 7, and the sound quality is better than the Nexus 7. Now with you have Dolby, you don't have, as far as I've been able to find out so far, there's no equalizer, so you cannot adjust the music. That's kind of done automatically for you, but it's still, the Fire HD with earphones sounds better than the iPad or the Nexus 7 or just about any other tablet I've listened to. So if that's something you use it for, that would be something to take into consideration. Okay, videos. The Fire HD is integrated very well with Amazon's cloud. Every Amazon customer gets a 5 gigabytes account with Amazon's cloud, and you can store documents, video, photos, whatever you want there. And actually what I have is I pay $25 a year to store my music there, and with that I get 50 gigabytes of like document storage. So I have a few videos that I actually stored there, but I haven't converted them to a format that the Fire HD will recognize, so they're not showing up here. This is just the store, Amazon's streaming store, where you can go and stream movies and things, and that works very well with the Fire HD. With the you can also stream video from Amazon with the Nexus 7, but you're going to have to do a lot of workarounds and things because it doesn't use Flash, and Amazon hasn't yet released an app for their streaming video for Android as they did for the iPad. So if you get a lot of your streaming video from Amazon, this is probably better. And of course, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can borrow books, you can get some free streaming movies and videos, TV episodes and things. Okay, newsstand. I actually subscribe to most of my magazines at Barnes & Noble. I used to think their magazine reader was better, although now there's not that much difference actually, but audiobooks. Okay, if you have, I don't actually have any audio, well, I guess there is one. Okay, but if you have an audible.com account, which I do, all of your library at Audible is going to show up here, and you can download these to the Fire HD, which I don't really use this to listen to my audiobooks. I use my phone or an MP3 player or something, but this is a really good way just to browse your collection to figure out what you're going to listen to next and stuff. It's actually quite good. And you can sort by author, by recent, by title, or by length, which is kind of cool. And of course, being an Amazon-owned company, they're going to make it easy for you to go to Audible and buy new audiobooks. Okay, I'll get to the web in a minute. Okay, this is a really cool feature too. I've stored these photos in my Amazon web account, so they're not actually downloaded to the device, but because I'm connected to Wi-Fi right now, all of the photos in my cloud account are showing up. And in portrait mode, it has this really cool kind of mosaic display. It's actually really nice. So if you work with a lot of digital photos, that's a feature to look at. And of course, anything you open is going to show up on the carousel. So I just opened a photos, so of course photos is going to be there. It'd be nice if Amazon would let you choose what type of content showed up on the carousel. If you want to just limit it to books and periodicals and apps, it would be nice if you could do that, but you can't. So if you tap and hold it, you get this little pop-up window with a couple of choices. You can either add the item to your favorites, or you can remove it from the carousel. I'll remove it from the carousel. To get to your favorites now, since they're not displayed below the carousel, you tap the little star there. Amazon has said that in a future update, they are going to give users the opportunity to remove the recommendations here. So presumably you'll be able to put your favorites back, which in general I prefer. Once in a while there might be a title I'd like to have some recommendations for, but in general I'd rather have my favorites there. Okay, documents. Again, these are documents I have stored in the cloud just to back them up, and they're showing up here, which is nice. Offers. Okay, this is the only place you see the special offers and sponsored screensavers. Once you open the device, once you wake it up, you have to actually open the tab with the different offers. And there's some cool offers like this one. If you switch, if you change your, put your Discover card as your one-click payment method at Amazon, you get a $10 Amazon gift card, things like that. So you don't, with the e-ink Kindles, you used to see or you still do, you see the ads at the bottom of the library screen. Here you don't. The only place you see them is when you're actually unlocking the device. And actually I'll cycle through some of the ads, because a lot of people were worried when Amazon originally announced the Fire HD. They didn't offer the option to buy it without the ads, and now you can pay $15 to get rid of the ads. But I don't see the point myself. I mean, this is the only time you see them, is before you unlock the device. The Fire HD comes with 2 Wi-Fi antennas built in, and it also supports dual bands. And Amazon claims that this gives it a really robust Wi-Fi connection, and claims that it's faster than, when it comes to like streaming video and stuff, it's faster than the iPad and other tablets, and you're going to have less drop connections and less pauses for buffering and loading and stuff. And I have to agree, the Wi-Fi connection, at least with my network, seems really good, and I've taken it out in my backyard where I have trouble streaming video with other tablets, including the iPad, and it worked fine. It didn't drop the connection. There were no pauses or anything. So it does seem to have a really good Wi-Fi connection. Another thing that Amazon has included, which I don't think is so great, is a new version of the Silk browser. And if you remember, in the original Kindle Fire, that didn't get such a great review or reviews, and Amazon says the new version is 30% faster. I'm not finding that to be really true. I mean, the browser works great, but if you put it side by side with another tablet, even the original Kindle Fire, it often seems to open web pages slower. Once you're within a large site, like this is the Yahoo, this is actually the desktop site, and you click on individual links, then it will be comparable in speed. Okay, well, I guess that's not a... Yep. Let me see if I can get somewhere where I can click on the same links. See, even within the same... Normally, the Silk browser seems to be a little faster when you're within a large site and you're opening links within the site, but the new, on the HD, that doesn't even seem to be the case a lot of the times. It's just... When I've compared it side by side with the Nexus 7 and the original Kindle Fire, I'm finding it, at least on my network, it's in many cases, it's slower. Pan and zoom, you can see it's very smooth. The Nexus 7, of course, is very nimble as well, but you can see it's just, this is pretty representative of all the comparisons I've done. It just lags a little bit. It's not quite as fast. Okay, but on the whole, I like the tablet. You know, you don't have access to perhaps as many apps as you will with the Nexus 7 and the, which can connect to Google Play. But since you can get GetJar and you can add other app stores, you can get more than you would find just in the Amazon App Store. And definitely you're going to have access to more apps than you'll get. My dog's got a coughing fit here. You have access to more apps than you'll be able to get on the Barnes & Noble Nook tablet. I think if you have an Amazon Prime account and if you use Amazon's web services to store your documents and photos and things, the tablet's really well integrated with that. It's great for streaming video both from Netflix and from Amazon. You know, in general, it's very nice. I think it's a nice improvement over the original